It's your boy Riemoh, and I'm not trying to be first. I'm just trying to be right. And Lil Durk actually had his first court hearing yesterday, which was actually August 13th. And I'm here to break down what actually happened in the courtroom. Is Durk cooked? Let's talk about it. All right, so one of the big things that was actually revealed in the courtroom yesterday, that they have 35 witnesses ready to testify against Durk in the courtroom. Even the judge, when he heard the number 35, they said that the judge was even shocked. Like, he said, like, 35? Like, he had the question, like, is that the correct number he was hearing? So, yes, they have 35 people ready to testify against Lil Durk during his trial coming up. Now, here's some background information. How did we get here? So for anybody who's been keeping up with the Lil Durk case from the beginning, Durk is basically facing federal charges from a connected alleged murder for hire plot, which includes Quando Rondo, you know, the rapper from Savannah, Georgia, but his cousin Lil Pop, who was actually killed in the alleged murder for hire plot that involves Lil Durk. In the courtroom yesterday, they also revealed that that some of his music will be allowed to be used against him. And one of the songs that they are going to use during the trial is Piss Me Off. Now, if you're a Lil Durk fan, then you know this song Piss Me Off. And in that song, not gonna lie, the shit that he was saying in the song, Durk was kind of popping it. A lot of people know and hear that song, and they even actually let the judge hear that song, and the judge even said, nah, this sounds like what he's saying. Like, listen to the lyrics right here. Like, okay, yeah, this song right here. So I'm not sure how much damage that song is gonna do for Lil Durk in the courtroom, but they are actually gonna let Piss Me Off be played and the music video be played in the courtroom as evidence. This is drill Durk in that song. Like, usually when people be rapping and shit, or you know, you got auto-tune Durk, then you got no auto Durk. This is that no auto Durk on that Piss Me Off shit. He on there. From what I hear, it sounds like he was on there, like, they're trying to use the Piss Me Off song to say that this was the mind state Durk was in during the time that he paid to have Lil Pop killed. So I'm gonna read off some of the lyrics, and you guys let me know what these lyrics sound like to you. But here are the lyrics from Piss Me Off. You ain't get back for your mans, you in the club like he ain't dead. Nike ski mask for the COVID, the only time you niggas wear it. Niggas ran inside my crib, but the Glock 10 was by my bed. I get my gun to India before I put it in your hands. I lost bro, I can't be happy till we creep up on the scope. I know niggas act like they with it, but they bitches on the low. Why you niggas posting sun? Why you niggas posting true? Why you act like you support us if you do hop in that coupe? Grab a gun if you ain't with it, put up money for a gun. Put up money for a hot car. Put up money for a bond. I don't see you on a regular, but I see you screaming Vaughn. Boy, no cap. I got killers that I love and they don't rap. Boy, no cap. I got rappers that I love and they gon' splat. If I die, just don't lie. Man, you niggas better slide. If you can't get the main niggas, then you better get his guys. Oh, man. Now, just reading these lyrics, this is one of the songs that was granted permission to be used, that the prosecutors got permission to actually use in the court against Lil Durk. I don't know how damning this song is actually going to be against Lil Durk, but they are going to use some of his songs and music videos against him in this trial. So one of his phones were confiscated during a raid of his house in 2021. The feds did reveal that they do have that cell phone and that they were able to hack inside that cell phone. And Durk caught actually a small few W's in the courtroom while he did take some L's. One of the W's that he did catch, that they admitted that they do have a cell phone that was seized from Lil Durk in 2021. They aren't actually able to hack that phone. They were able to recover 4 screenshots from that cell phone, but they aren't completely finished hacking it. The trial is actually starting very soon. Like, the next court hearing is actually going to be August 18th. So it looks like the feds only have a few days left to actually get inside that phone and get all the evidence they need, because right now they only have 4 screenshots from that phone. Durk allegedly chuckled in the courtroom after the prosecutors admitted that they only were able to get 4 screenshots from the cell phone. I'm not sure what they got in the screenshots, but yeah, they do have 4 screenshots from that cell phone, and they said they're still actively trying to hack it. Now, my boy Traplo Ross was actually in the courtroom, so he's there getting firsthand accounts and able to see Lil Durk reactions. So let's break down some of the things that he noticed while he was in court and some of his videos that he put on IG explaining what's exactly going on in the courtroom.
Right, so I'm still outside the courthouse from the Lil Durk hearing, and there was another kind of not so great piece of news for Durk. I mean, really, this was actually very bad news. It was ruled that this evidence that was on his phone, remember we heard about he had a phone that was taken from him after he was the victim of a home invasion in 2021. He had fired shots into the air, and allegedly, the cops basically said that they had probable cause to seize his phone to investigate because things weren't really adding up. Even though he was the victim of an alleged home invasion, they said that he'd been reckless and fired the shots into the air. Now, they held on to that phone from 2021. The Georgia Bureau of Investigation, because it happened in Atlanta, they had kind of, tried to crack the phone. They had got like a very basic, cracking of the phone where it was they described it as like a first unlock mode. So if you turn your phone off and you turn it back on, you're in a first unlock. It hasn't been unlocked yet, right? So if your phone is in that state, what it basically means is that they can't get everything. They can't get all the messages. They can get all your images, they can get the thumbnails, they can get screenshots, but they can't get the actual messages. So Durk and his team were basically trying to argue that because the phone had been held onto for 5 years, the FBI filed a federal search warrant for the phone all the way in June 2026, that they shouldn't be allowed to use that evidence, and it was gathered improperly. This was an L for Durk. The judge basically said, look, it seems like the cops acted in good faith. They had good reason to look at the phone, to seize the phone, to go through the phone back then because of the reckless shots that were fired into the air. It's not the FBI's fault. It's nothing to do with the FBI that the phone was held onto for so long. The FBI asked for that information in good faith, and the judge even said that if they continue trying to get hold of all of the other contents of the phone that weren't available yet, if they get them between now and the trial, which is in like a couple of weeks, he said, well, if the feds manage to get all of the information off those phones, then we're gonna have to revisit it then and decide whether I'm gonna be allowing them to look at all that stuff. And it sounds like that is going to be able to be used against him. And the contents of the phone was pretty damning. It was, photographs, screenshots. Apparently there was a screenshot of a conversation where they were trying to get Lil Tim's address, and the government basically said, yeah, that we have the metadata to show that that was 2 days after Lil Tim was released on house arrest. So they were tracking his movements. It sounded like the stalking was taking place. They said that the screenshot of Quando Rondo's concert posters that were found in the phone, that was within a few days of him being shot at outside of his concert. So the government basically said, look, we got that information fair and square. The judge wasn't really trying to hear the other arguments. I mean, he was trying to hear them, and he said, I'm not going for it. It is going to be allowed. And he said that it sounds like the authorities acted in good faith, and if they get more information, they're going to be able to use that too. So that was pretty bad news for Durk, to be honest with you. But I'm going to do a big update with everything else on my channel, Trapmore Ross on YouTube. So stay tuned for my full update. And there's a few W's that I'm going to let you guys know that Durk had in court today as well soon.
Then we get to another ruling that could potentially be important once testimony begins. The government had a third motion seeking to exclude certain defense experts' testimonies, but that motion was denied. Now, exactly how important that becomes is going to depend on who these defense experts are and what they ultimately allow to tell the jury. The witness list can potentially include investigators, law enforcement experts, like people just there to authenticate evidence, and other people that's needed to establish different pieces of the government case. But not all 35 of those people are just going to be on the stand like, yeah, Durk paid me this money to murder this person. Like, they're going to have people in, they're bringing people in just to establish and kind of like set a tone in the courtroom. And then also, this is court. They want to tire people out, try to present as much evidence as they can because they're really trying to convict Durk. Now, 20 of these witnesses are actually going to be key witnesses, and that is going to play a huge part in what actually happens. Those 20 witnesses is where we're actually going to be able to really understand how strong the government case is. Now, the trial is supposed to last 2 to 3 weeks. Next hearing is actually going to be August 18th, and that's when they will be back in court. Now, there's still an important question surrounding the jury. According to the courtroom report, the judge hasn't made his final decision regarding this anonymous jury. However, he has reportedly leaning towards allowing attorneys to know the jurors' identities while keeping these identities from the defendants themselves. We're going to have to wait and see the judge's final ruling on exactly how and what that's going to look like, but I'll keep you guys updated on that as well. So let me just recap the timeline for you. So August 13th was Lil Durk's actual first court hearing. August 18th at 10 a.m. is the next hearing. And Friday, August 21st, the judge expects the jury to be seated. And once that jury is seated, they're expected to move into opening statements right afterward. Now, opening statements is actually going to be interesting because each side reportedly is getting approximately 1 hour. The government gets its hour and defense gets its hour. But because there are multiple defendants, the defense reportedly has the option of splitting the hour up. Around 20 minutes per defendant, having one attorney giving an opening statement representing the entire defense. And that is going to give us our first real look at their strategy, because prosecutors are going to tell the jury what they believed happened. The government's gag order request was denied. Another motion was denied as a moot. Their attempt to exclude certain defense expert testimony was denied, and now we know that the prosecutors are preparing to have 35 witnesses actually come in the courtroom and testify against Lil Durk. Hip hop has been waiting for this Lil Durk trial. This is probably gonna be like one of the biggest hip hop trials in a long ass time, and also a lot of people are rooting for Lil Durk to be free. Do you guys think that Lil Durk is actually gonna get charged for the murder for hire of Lil Pop? It's like every other week, it seems like it's in his favor and it's not in his favor. So now we're actually 2 to 3 weeks out from finding out the fate of Lil Durk. And you guys let me know in the comments. Like, do you guys think that Lil Durk is gonna be found guilty for the murder of Lil Pop? Do you feel like Lil Durk is actually gonna walk free from this altogether? Now I'm gonna keep you guys updated. So when the next hearing happens next week, I'll do an update video and give you guys some more information on what took place during the courtroom. You guys also can go to You Got Mail on Twitter. She's been actually doing a really great job of keeping everyone updated. She had a few good tweets, just like kind of laying out what's going on in the courtroom. So if you guys go follow her on Twitter, you guys can like just go look and see what's going on in the courtroom. But also I will be on my YouTube channel breaking down what exactly going on. But yeah, man, y'all let me know in the comments. Do y'all think Durk is cooked? Do y'all think Durk is actually gonna be able to he got Brian Steele as a lawyer. Like, he got some of the best lawyers in the country on this. So like, if Lil Durk walk free after this, man, like, you think Lil Durk gonna be back talking that crazy shit in these songs? I think this is gonna be a wake-up call for everybody. I feel like niggas is finally realizing like all this drill shit is not what it, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, niggas on here saying all this shit in the songs, but like the shit coming to bite niggas in the ass after the fact. So even if Durk is to get released from this, I don't think this is gonna be the same Lil Durk that we all knew and loved. I think Lil Durk is gonna come out this shit way smarter and be moving way differently. But you guys let me know. Is Durk gonna beat this case? And do y'all want Durk to beat this case? How do y'all feel like the justice system is doing Lil Durk during this trial? And like I said, it's your boy Riemoh. I'm not trying to be first. I'm just trying to be right. Make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe, and y'all catch me on the next one.